Kharadron Overlords. So a lot of people really enjoy these where I do a really in-depth look and read through these books. And they take a long time to film. So we're going to keep doing them. It just may take a little bit. Alrighty. So the Kharadron Overlords are a newer faction for the Age of Sigmar game, I guess. They were introduced back when the game first came around and kind of were one of the big new factions where GW really showed off the game, to be honest with you, and where the direction it was heading into. They were... so lore-wise, these are the dwarves that hid during the Age of Chaos. They flew up into their skyports and kind of hid away. When Sigmar came back with the Stormcast Eternals and started pushing Chaos back, they kind of came out and started helping out and doing things and being part of the Order Pantheon. Now, after the Soul Wars started, the protection that they had kind of went away. There's some really good lore in here about endless spells and how they deal with it. It's kind of hilarious. There's a story in here about a large Arcanaut ship that was just flying through the air, and all of a sudden it gets sliced in half by an adramatic pendulum. It's crazy, really cool. And they're having problems with just spells running through cities and just appearing. And this Night Haunt now can actually get up to where they were in their skyports. So yeah, they're having to actually defend their skyports from the Night Haunt. So, super cool. Alright, so guys, when we look at the army, it's kind of laid out just like anything else. You've got your allegiance abilities. So you have your skyports where Barrack Nar, Barrack Zilfin, Barrack Zon, Barrack Urbez, Barrack Morharn, and Barrack Thygrin. Okay? And we'll go into all of those a little bit later after I do the War Scroll cards. I kind of like that a little bit because then we can use all of these, talk about the War Scroll cards with them. Alright, so the new mechanic with this book is called Aether Gold, and it's kind of right here. Aether Gold are really cool. The only thing I don't like is that they did not list the full rules for them here. So each unit with 10 or more models start the battle with 1 Aether Gold share. Aether Gold is kind of like the currency for Kharadron Overlords. They use it to power their weapons, they use it to power their ships, their skyports, everything. The more Aether Gold you have, the more dominant you are in Overlord society as well. So at once per phase, you can say that 1 unit from your army that has any share of Aether Gold will spend 1 of them. If you do so, subtract 1 from the unit's bravery for the rest of the battle. Dwarves don't like losing their gold. Alright, but you can pick a triumph. Alright, pick a triumph it is eligible to use and immediately apply its effect. The only thing I don't like about this book is it did not print the triumphs in here for you to use. I kind of wish they would have done that, but I understand why they don't. So to do that, guys, you had to look into your core rulebook. And of course, alrighty, so let's take a look at those right now. Alrighty, so we'll actually have to come back to that. But going into here, Masters of the Sky, or sorry, down here. Now, the big thing with the Kharadron Overlords is they have what's called a code. It's kind of like their, declaration, alright, or their, like, amendment rights. So, each Kharadron Overlord army can pick 1 article, 1 amendment, and 1 footnote to your army from the table below. Alternatively, you can roll a d3 and randomly choose. Why you would do that, I don't know. But, okay. So, the first one is the article. So, the first one, honor, is everything. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made with friendly Kharadron Overlord heroes that target a hero or a monster. It's okay. Alright, 2, Master of the Skies. You can reroll hit rolls for 1s for attacks made by friendly sky vessels that target a unit that can fly. Not bad. Alright, and 3, Settle the Grudges. After armies are set up before the first battle round begins, you pick 1 enemy unit. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by friendly Kharadron Overlord units that target that unit. Not bad as well. Alright, into the amendments. Alright, the first one, always take what you are owed. Pick up to D3 different Kharadron Overlord units in that army. Each of these units start the battle with 1 share of Ether Gold in addition to any that they normally receive. Not bad. You could give this to your sky vessels then. So that's actually a pretty good little ability. All right. Prosecute wars with all haste. In your first turn, friendly Kharadron over units can run and still shoot later in that turn. Not bad. Trust your guns. Add 1 of the bravery characteristics of friendly Kharadron Overlord units while they are more than 3 inches from an enemy unit. Not bad too. All right. So footnotes. All right. Footnote number 1. There is no reward without risk. Once per battle, you can reroll a charge roll for a Kharadron Overlord's unit. Not probably going to be taking that much. Maybe, but not really. All right. There's no trading with some people. Once per battle, a friendly Kharadron Overlord unit that has run and/or retreated in the same turn can still shoot/charge. That's really good. All right. And without our ships, we are not. Once per battle, you can heal up to D3 wounds allocated to friendly sky vessels. I really like there's no trading with some people. Take what you are owed, and really out of this, meh, I mean, it's kind of whatever you want to choose, but the articles don't really impress me, but the amendments, the always take what you are owed, where you get the extra Aether Gold is really, really good. And then the there's no trading with some people are really good as well. All right, so let's go over here. Now, the command traits for this book are a little bit different than our previous book. You have command traits for actually all the characters. And the first 2 are the same. Okay? Except for the Admiral and the Indran Master, the first 3 are the same. So let's start with the Admiral. So the first one is Wealthy. The General starts the battle with 2 shares of Aether Gold instead of 1. Not bad. Right? Tough as Old Boots. Add 2 to the General's wound characteristic, which is pretty good. All right, and 3, Grudge Bearer. After armies are set up, pick 1 enemy hero, double the damage inflicted by weapons used by this general that target that hero. That's not bad at all. All right, 4, Cunning Fleetmaster. After armies are set up, but before the first battle round begins, you can make a normal move with 1 friendly sky vessel. It can fly high unless it's an Arcanaut Ironclad. That would be really broken if it wasn't Ironclad, because I'm going to talk about this later, guys. There's some really silly, stupid tricks you can do with the Ironclad. But that's not a bad ability, especially if for some reason you take an Ironclad and a frigate. This would work really well for a frigate armed with just a large group of the... what are they called? Hold on. I got this. I know these Thunderers. Big unit of Thunderers, that wouldn't be too bad on. All right. Or if you take like a 3-man unit of the Gunstock Gun Haulers, that wouldn't be bad too. All right. War Wound. All right. Roll a dice for this general in your hero phase. On a 1, subtract 1 from hit rolls for this general until your next hero phase. On a 2+, receive 1 command point. Not bad. It's, like I said, it's not bad. All right. 6. A scholar and an Arcanaut. You can pick an extra footnote for your army. You cannot pick an extra footnote your army already has. So that's down here, and it's these 3. So you're probably always going to take there's no trading with some people. And if for some reason you choose a skyport that doesn't have that, and you could give this to your admiral, then it would let you take that footnote. So that's actually a really good one, and I do like that. So when we look at the engine riggers, these are the guys with the big balloons or the big hammer that fix the ships. The first 3 are the same. They have the Wealthy, Tough as Old Boots, Grudge Bearer, and then they have their 4th one, which is Grandmaster. When you use this general's engine rigger master ability, add 1 to the number of wounds the ability allows you to heal. Not too bad. All right, Great Tinkerer. Add 2 to the attack characteristics of the general's Gaze of Grungy weapon. It's okay. And then the Indran Professor. Once in your hero phase, this general can use the By Grundy, I have my eye on you command ability without a command point being spent. So anytime you can use a command ability without a command point being spent, it's always a decent little trait. So that one's not bad either. In all honesty, I kind of like Tough as Old Boots, especially the one with the engine rigger on the big dirigible suit, but the Endrin Professor is actually pretty good. All right, so for our Aether Navigators, they have 6 command traits as well. They share the Wealthy and the Tough as Old Boots ability as the Admirals and the Endrin Masters, but for their third one, it's called Stormcaller. When this general uses their Aether Storm ability, you can reroll the dice that determines what effect it has on the enemy unit. That's actually pretty good. I don't really see you using a Navigator too often as your general, but not a bad ability. So their fourth, Ride the Winds, add 3 to the move characteristics of a sky vessel that this general is garrisoned in. That's actually not bad at all, and would kind of make me want to take a Navigator as the general. All right, Skeptic, add 1 to Dispel and Unbinding rolls for the general. That's not bad. All right, Diviner, after armies are set up, pick 1 terrain feature or objective. Do not take battle shock tests for friendly Kharadron Overlord units while they're wholly within 12 inches of that terrain feature or objective. That's not bad either. But remember, you can always get around battle shock test with the command points. But this army has some problems with battle shock because of the Aether Gold system. Whenever you use Aether Gold, it lowers your battle, or it lowers your battle shock, your bravery by 1, which hurts your battle shock. But yeah. All right, so into the Aether Chemist, which probably the unit that took the biggest hit in this book. So they share the same as all the other 3. They have Wealthy and Tough as Old Boots. But for their third one, they have Grudge Bearer. After armies are set up, pick 1 enemy hero. Double the damage inflicted by weapons used by this general that target that hero. So not bad. All right, number 4, a Nose for the gold. Roll a dice for this general in your hero phase. On a 5+, they gain 1 share of Aether Gold. Not too bad, but you have to be careful when you use Aether Gold. Like I said, it knocks your bravery down really badly. All right, Genius in the Making. The range of this general's Aethermatic Augmentation ability is 18 inches instead of 12. It's okay. The augmentation, and we'll go over this later, isn't what it used to be in the old book compared to this one. All right, and 6, Collector. If you choose this general to have an artifact of power, you can choose 1 extra friendly hero to have an artifact of power. Interesting. Not terrible, but I don't think a chemist will ever be your general, so that probably will never come into play. All right, into artifacts of power. So there's a lot of them, and some of them are actually really, really cool. One of them is my favorite is Spell in a Bottle from the Chemist, but we'll go over that later. So the Admiral has 6. So the first one is Master Wrought Armor. All right, so roll a dice each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to the bearer. On a 6, that wound or mortal wound is negated. Not bad. An extra save is always good, especially against mortal wounds. All right, Hammer of Aethermatic Might. Pick 1 of the bearer's melee weapons. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with the weapon is 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to normal damage. Not bad. All right, Gettelson Endless Repeater. All right, add 2 to the attack characteristics of the bearer's volley pistols. It's okay. It would not be my go-to be honest with you. All right, Rune Mark. After the armies are set up, pick 1 enemy hero. If that hero is slain before the model is removed from play, you can give 1 share of Aether Gold to each of the 3 closest friendly Kharadron Overlord units to that hero. Okay, Flask of Vintage Amber Whiskey. Once per battle, in your hero phase, you can heal up to D6 wounds allocated to the bearer, or heal up to 2 wounds allocated to the bearer. So you either gamble, or you just get the straight up. That's actually not bad, especially in this army, because you don't have a ton of healing for your regular guys. All right, Proclamator Mask Hailer. All right, once per battle round, the general can use a command ability on their war scroll without a command point being spent. That's actually pretty good. I do like that one. I'm a big fan of free command abilities. Alrighty, so into the Aethermatic Navigator, he gets 3 artifacts to choose from. So the first one, Cyclonic Aethometer. When you use the bearer's Ether Storm ability, add 1 to the dice roll that determines its effect. Not bad. So Savarig Stein's Illuminator Flare Pistol. The first time in a battle that the bearer's ranging pistol scores a hit on an enemy unit, you can reroll hit rolls for attacks made by other friendly Overlord units that target the enemy unit in that same phase. Not bad. I kind of like it. It lets you get some rerolls without certain command abilities or spending your ether gold. So always good. All right, Void Stone Orb. Once per battle, when you use the bearer's Aether Sight ability, you can say that the bearer will use their Void Stone Orb. If you do so, the dispelling or unbinding roll for the unit of this ability is automatically successful. It's okay. I like it because it's an automatic dispel, but it takes up. If they just had that on their card, that'd be bonkers good. But it's not a bad relic if you have some extra relic spots open up. All right, so Ingenious Gadgets, this is the Indran Master. I will say Indran Master's got super bonuses in this book. They actually have 6 artifacts to choose from. Now you have 2 different brackets though. You have one for your standard Indran Master on foot, and the one for the dirigible suit. So make sure you're paying attention which one you use. So the Indran Master on foot, Cogmoculus. It's an interesting name, Cogmoculus. Okay. Once per battle, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 or wound rolls of 1 for an attack made by the bearer, or reroll 1 save roll for an attack that targets the bearer. You cannot use this ability to reroll more than 1 die per phase. Not bad. Okay. Aether Cork's Mono Lens. The bearer's Gaze of Grungi has a range of 18 inches instead of 9. Not bad either. All right, it really helps you out, especially when you fly high. He can still shoot his gaze. All right, Seismic Shock Gauntlets. After the bearer makes a charge move, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of the bearer and roll a dice. On a 2+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Okay, not bad. All right, so for the dirigible suit, you have the Ether Injection Booster. When the bearer retreats, they can use the disengage and fly high abilities from the Gunstock Gun Hauler's War Scroll. Huh, pretty good actually. I kind of like that. All right, Phosphorite Bomblets. Once per battle in your shooting phase, you can pick up to 1 unit within 6 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 2+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound, and you can roll again. Keep on rolling until the target is destroyed or you roll a 1. That's interesting. It's kind of like what's his name? Archon the Black Spell, Curse of Years. So that would actually be really deadly. You just go up to Archeon, just mortal wound, mortal wound, mortal wound, mortal wound, mortal wound until you roll a 1. So that's kind of interesting. Or you could do 1 unit. So you could just run up to like a 20-man Sequiner unit and just be like, take tons of mortal wounds. All right. Miniaturized Aethermatic Repulsion Field. Each time the bear is affected by a spell or endless spell, you can roll a dice. If you do so on a 3-up, ignore the effects of the spell on the bear. That's actually really, really good. I do like that one. It's too bad it's limited to just him, but still, that's a really good relic. All right, so the Aether Chemist with their Aether Gold inventions, they have 3. So emergency vent plates. So once per battle at the start of the enemy shooting phase, you can say that the bearer will use their emergency vent plates. If you do so, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target the bearer or any friendly unit wholly within 6 inches of the bearer. Not bad, but not great. All right. Caustic Atomizer. Once per battle at the start of your combat phase, you can say that the bearer will use their Caustic Atomizer. If you do so, roll a dice for each enemy model within 6 inches of this model. For each 5+, that model unit suffers 1 mortal wound. meh. Alright, spell in a bottle. This is my favorite one because I just love the lore behind it. It's great. And it's probably going to be your second go-to spell, but to take it, you have to take an Aether Chemist, so meh. Alright, but you pick one endless spell. Any endless spell that can be chosen. All restrictions are ignored, but you must pay any points required for this model. Once per battle, the bearer can automatically cast that endless spell. Do not roll 2d6, and it cannot be unbound. That's hilarious. So it's just like, here you go, have an endless spell. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. It's really cool. Lore-wise, they trap endless spells in like bottles and stuff as a way to dispel them. And it's basically you just like being a Ghostbuster and just throwing out the little trap thing and open it up and a ghost runs out. But yeah, it's super cool. I love it. All right, so into our last section, guys, before we kind of take a break, because eventually we will actually skip these, which are the city ports, and we'll go into the War Scroll battalions, and then into the War Scroll cards. All right, but so the engine works, you have them broken up again based off of what ship. You've got the gun hauler, the frigate, and the ironclad. So the ironclad has 6. These are kind of like artifacts for your ships, so you get 1 for your army, and then you get 1 additional for every War Scroll battalion. And then there's other ways too with the what's it called, the city ports. All right. So the last word, which is for the ironclad, at the end of the charge phase, you can pick one enemy unit that finished a charge move in that phase within 3 inches of this model. This model can shoot at that unit with its Great Sky Cannon, Great Skyhook, or Great Volley Cannon. So super good, used all the time by other in the last book, so really glad to see that back in here. So Hedgen's Solution, Old Reliable Hull Plate, add 2 to the wound characteristics. That's really great, especially because with the Sky High ability, which we're going to talk about when we get into the War Scrolls for these ships, it goes off wounds, so that really helps you out. Alright, Ebullient Buoyancy Aid. This model can fly high and / disengage even if it has a garrison of 16 models or more. That's really good, actually. Because, you know, you're probably going to take a big unit of... you're going to probably take one of the tactics I was going to talk about is an ironclad just filled to the brim with Arcanaut Company and some heroes. So that would actually be really good for that. So Prudency Shoots. If this model is destroyed, you do not have to roll to see if the models in its garrison are slain. They all survive. Not bad, but your Buoyancy Aid is probably going to be the #1 thing you take in this out of all these. So Magnificent Omniscope, add 2 to the move characteristics. Not bad. All right. Zonbar Cop Deal Breaker Battle Ram. After this model makes a charge move, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of this model and roll a number of dice equal to the charge roll for that charge move. For each 4+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. So it's kind of like the Ogre's ability when they charge in, helping you do some mortal wounds. So not too bad, especially when you combine it with a Great Skyhook, which gives you some bonuses to your charge phase. All right, so the frigates, they have 3 choices. So the Magnificent Omniscope, add 2 inches to the move characteristic, not bad. All right. The Prudency Shoots, same as above. You don't get destroyed if it's destroyed. In the Malefic Sky Mines, once per battle at the start of your combat phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit that can fly and is within 6 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 2 to 3, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 4+, that enemy unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. So, not too bad. It's I don't know. It's not bad. It's kind of hard to choose. It kind of depends on what you're going on with the frigates. I really like the 2-inch extra move. But, you know. All right, so the Gunstock Gun Haulers. Now, so the Gun Hauler's different this time. You can actually take them in units of 3, which is really cool. But they get 3 choices. So The Igrinkaz Surge Injection Inran Mark IV. When this model makes a normal move, you can add D3 to that move. If you wish, you can add 2d3 to the move instead of d3, but if you do so and you roll a double, this model suffers 1 mortal wound after that move is made. Not bad, but and it's not technically a run, which is really good. All right, the Zomberkorb Det Settler Spar Torpedo. Once per battle, after the model makes its first charge move, you can pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this model, roll a dice. On a 2+, that enemy unit suffers d6 mortal wounds. So that's pretty good. All right, number 3, the collapsible compartments. This is the one they talked about in the article for the talk. What's it called? The article preview that talks about the Kharadron Overlord ships and the changes that they had when they did the preview. But essentially, the model can use the flying transports ability from the Arcana Ironclad War Scroll. If it does so, the maximum number of models that can garrison it is 5 instead of 25, and it can always fly high and / or disengage no matter how many models are in its garrison. So that's actually really cool. You can just put 5 Thunderers in there to just boost up the offensive capabilities. So if you take a unit of 3, you can make one of them have this and then put your Thunderers in there, and they'd have to kill off the other 2 before you got your Thunderers and your last Gunstock Caller. So not too bad. I will probably actually try that, but do it with a unit of 2 rather than with a unit of 3. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to stop there. Thank you so much for sticking around for part 1 of our in-depth read tactic review thingy. Read tactic review. You know what? We're going to call these our RTR reviews of these books. So thank you so much for sticking around for part 1 of our RTR of the Kharadron Overlords book. Come on back and we'll start looking at the War Scrolls next time. Thank you so much for stopping by, folks. This is Queen City Gaming, signing out. Hey folks, welcome. Thank you so much for watching that video. This is Queen City Gaming. We are one of a local Charlotte group who does battle reports, unboxings, army reviews, things like that, all for you guys. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe down below. Stay tuned for some more of our excellent videos with our upload schedule listed here on this section. Thank you so much, guys. This is Queen City Gaming, signing out.